Hi guys, well, I've had the benefit of time at this park in the past, and I unfortunately don't have it today, but we have to come back to Kings Island Halloween Haunt, one of my favorite events in theme park history and in haunt history. And it probably, based on this visit, might be my favorite haunt of all time. I'm talking to you, Hollywood Horror Nights. Yes, I still think you could learn things from this particular park and how they do it. And they're still picking up a package of haunt-related sort of approaches from the Cedar Fair chain. So it's interesting in the sense that how I'd just been to Cedar Point earlier today. This haunt is completely different than that one as well. So I'll definitely compare some of the differences. Don't have much time. A lot of these mazes I've been through before, so I won't be probably going through all of them unless time permits. I also have a major credit to actually get done very first thing, because in this particular vlog, I'm at 299 credits, so I have my 300th ride. And when this whole ridiculousness of, say, lockdown happened in the past, well, I was supposed to come out here and ride Orion. We're finally here now to do it. So stay tuned for a lot of action-packed stuff in 4.5 hours. Oh my God, haunt, you've made it hard this year. We're still not even inside. We might not get in, but we're gonna try. This has been probably one of the most difficult setup vlogs I've done. Well, here we go. Finally back at Kings Island 2022 Halloween Haunt.
Kings Island. For the comfort of all guests, Kings Island is a smoke-free environment. A smoking area is located to the left of Kings Island Theater.
It's the 50th anniversary of Kings Island, and as I set up in the vlog getting here, very important part, so I'm so happy to be back. Even if it's only for a couple of hours during the haunt, but as I said, I've done most of the mazes here before, so we'll try to discover ones that I haven't done in the past, and also maybe discover a couple new creatures that we haven't in the past. There is, as I said, one priority that I need to get in, which is Orion as my 300th credit, which is very exciting. But in addition to that, Beast has also been completely retrofitted into a partial retrack, a rebuild of its helix, and also, more importantly, a completely new first drop that's going to equate to a steeper descent and hopefully a more intense ride. Woo! Woo! The only question is, what do we do first? Well, in complete honesty, Beast has a bit of a slower throughput than Orion, so we're gonna get that done now. I'm so paranoid about how busy it is, but it doesn't actually look so bad. So we'll see how this works. But we're going through the children's section, which is a nice little shortcut to Diamondback and Beast on the south side / right side of the park. Normally you'd think, okay, well the kids section's closed because it's the first thing that you stare at, or is staring at you as you get over to this section, but that's not the case. So it works out to a very handy and convenient detour. We won't be going on Boo Blasters unless we have a, say, miracle day here, because yeah, there's just not going to be enough time. But we'll see. We're here to have a good time. I'm going to have a very loose vlog today. I'm going to have a couple drinks. We're going to see where the night takes us. I think at the end of tonight, because it is Friday, and it's open till midnight, we might have the opportunity to get most of the scare events or scare zones and the mazes in at the end of the day. So I'm going to probably prioritize that at the end of today's vlog. So if you're watching, hoping for that information now, while we will get atmospherics of what the park's all about, as far as that particular element for the vlog, If you wish to, you can skip ahead to the end. I believe outside of Disney World, this is the most vlogged park in America. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does happen to be the base for a lot of famous vloggers, so I might get caught out. The last time I was here, I actually ran into all of them, so we'll see if that is the case in this particular visit. We're getting into my favorite section of the park, and it's my first view in person of Orion in the distance. And to get an assessment on what I have to anticipate wait time today is Diamondback and the tower. We're gonna have to get that shot in the same. It's about the same as it was the last time I was here. My other priority while I'm here, I said I have 3 really. If there's only 3 rides I'm gonna get onto, one of them is this, Mystic Timbers. Any fan of the channel will know my feelings on this particular ride.
Warning, do not enter. Mandatory and
They're pretty good, to say the least.
The Miami
I cannot wait to get back on it.
Repeat.
For a great
Do
night
not
ride.
enter.
Looking about the general wait it always is, so I'm definitely going to wait until the end. This gentleman is just getting started to his day, because I do remember last time that I was here, I got on that ride, consecutive rides, bang, 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 back to back. So it's not a priority right now. I'll wait till later on tonight.
He started it!
No, he's just...
Where the fog at, Kings Island? Where the fog at? Oh, that guy's eyes are sinister. This is another reason why I love Kings Island's haunt versus other haunts, are simple things like the signage that indicates where the mazes actually are, i.e. this one here, which allows for no confusion as far as where you should be going. Why don't other parks have nice signs like that? I do not know. And they could definitely pick up from that tip, because it's an excellent thing to do to give people an idea where they need to be to go to the actual haunt. That fire cannon's always been there, but where's the smoke? There's no fog. This particular valley is legendary for the amount of smoke that it can actually collect. There's none. All right, I'm gonna try not to be too nitpicky. It's probably a reflection of my mood getting into the park today, but here we go. We'll see how long the wait is for Beast. night ride on the Beast done, and I feel like I gotta compliment this ride while it's still fresh in my mind. That was the best night ride I've ever had on it, and possibly one of the best night rides ever. Those improvements really kind of just smoothed out the ride to a different level as it comes around now. Excruciating long lift hill, which I don't know, just added so much suspense, because even though the lift hill is supposed to time out the other train clearing the course, it had already basically returned to the station, so it was kind of unusual. It took a long time. It was a long pull up the first half of the hill. And then you get on that ride. That first drop is now sensational, especially in the dark. It is really good. There's people behind us. They can't see you behind the cage there, guys. There you go. There they are. The latest victims of the Beast. Blowing kisses and everything. Ooh, so scandalous. So we have one of the best wooden roller coasters in the world once again, because this is unquestionably that. For a certain generation of enthusiasts like myself, you'll probably remember as a kid looking at that picture in the Guinness Book of World Records of that double helix on this ride, and just looking at it in awe and being like, one day I'm gonna get on that ride. Now I've fortunately been on it many times. I've ridden it in the dark, last time with Pre-Orion. Hey, if you're watching, probably not, but he was here the last time I was in the park and had a great day. And we shared a great night ride on it that time, but this time it was even better. Unbelievable. That double helix, the best in the world. Nothing can compare to it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm gonna come back later and ride it again. And I think it's dangerously getting close to beating the other wood coaster in this park as my favorite. That's going to be pretty hard because I'm a big fan of Mystic Timbers, so we'll see how it works out for the rest of tonight. I'm going to relax a bit and do things a little differently. We're going to take in the actual haunt today. I'm going to have something to eat, I'm going to get something to drink, and actually just take in the atmosphere, and in the hopes that later it will clear out. It's about a half an hour ride for the Beast, but Orion is actually being advertised as an hour wait currently, so we don't really want that. So we'll see what we can actually accomplish. I'm obviously going to go on it at some point, but I'm hoping for more than one ride. All right, let's continue our vlog. Welcome to the longest wait for a Chick-fil-A ever, and one that I'm still not going to actually be able to enjoy because that Chick-fil-A always has a line. It always has a line. So I'm heading back to my favorite pub in the, probably going to soon be my second favorite pub in the Cedar Fair chain. And the reason why that is because when I went to King's Dominion, I saw one that I think, now that I'm drinking again, now that I can actually enjoy it, say maybe on a trip there next year, it may take the cake. But for now, we're going to the Kings Island bar. The Brew House, my favorite pub to visit during a traumatic-filled day at a theme park. Let's go inside. I'm not gonna lie, but this is it. This is living. I'm on a Muskoka chair, just sitting with Diamondback going on in the background. This is my favorite spot to sit and to enjoy a meal in a busy theme park. It's also a bit secluded due to the fact that you can't really get into this spot without first coming into the pub first. So here I am. I got my chicken and waffles. I'm not gonna lie, not only does this meal look great, and the location's fantastic, I might not get on anything else today, and I'd probably be happy just because I'm sitting here right now. I'm gonna finish everything up, and then I'll force myself back into the park. Okay, so I'm gonna stick to what I originally said, and we're gonna wait until the end of the night to get on to Mystic Timbers. The attendant there says the wait is an hour. That's not true at all. I've been through that queue many times. It's at most maybe a 20-minute wait right now. So that fast lane duplicitousness, as I can't even say, is happening here tonight for sure.
You just need one more.
A little update as far as the haunt tonight, because it is fairly busy and most of the houses are on a 1 hour wait. There's 5 houses here and I've done all of them before, so I'm probably not going to do a maze this evening. What's the point of waiting an hour for something that you've already been through that's not actually that great? There is one that's good that is here this year, which is Kilmart. So if I get the opportunity, I will do it again. But that is tentative. I just wanted to update you on that. Well, this feels more like Winterfest than any pumpkin festival, which formerly was in this location. I'm not so sure how I feel about this new incarnation of what used to be the pumpkin patch. It's really impressive as far as how it looks. I'd say it actually looks greater on video than it does in person. But if you've seen the pumpkin patch videos from earlier vlogs here at this event, I'm gonna have to be honest, this is a severe downgrade. I don't want to be this way, but I said that this is my favorite haunt in America, but I might have to change my mind based on what I'm experiencing so far. No fog. One of the best features of the haunt, not even here. Visually impressive. Even this chain of lights that was originally up here, full of pumpkins, nothing, not even on. We're gonna try to remain positive. We're trying our best. But so far, now there is fog in the premises. I don't understand why there's not any in that particular scare zone. Another thing about the Beast that was very odd to me is being able to see the station on that side. Having not been here during the day in this famous location that really brings a tear to my eye every time I'm here. I'm gonna say it now. I have a feeling that Kings Island have a major coaster announcement that will fill this space in 2024. I feel like it's only a matter of time before what happens to Vortex Hill and the Bat comes to life into something entirely else. No lights, no passengers. Orion has gone down prematurely or before the night is through, and I have a feeling that that might be attached to what's going on with this Troika right now, as it's running without any passengers. The worst part about certain rides being down is that it means that people will start to clamor to other areas to get a ride in. Not a remnant of my beloved Arrow. All gone for good. There is quite the crowd coming from this area right now. maze here, Hotel Hell, which was formerly a surgery-based haunt that I actually really enjoyed, is now a new maze. And as you can see, a fairly significant wait for it. So I may hit this one at the end of the vlog if I'm going to do any of the mazes today, because that's a astronomically long line. It's the longest I've seen for any haunts, and that's well, now outside of Halloween or Hollywood Horror Nights, which you would expect those waits to be pretty significant. But we're dealing with 1 hour waits for the mazes today, which means we're not doing mazes because we got 3 hours in the park. So we're gonna get over to a couple of coasters that I'm interested in riding that are not that heavily attended right now.
Oh my God! Let's ride the front car.
Okay, it's a time to get a little bit peevy. We are walking through a scare zone that was way more effective with a lot more smoke last time. This time, it looks like Winterfest is just gone and made some sort of, you know, demon child. Yeah, I'm looking at like a pre-Winterfest setup to me. There is no smoke in this area. I don't know if it's because that's a new thing that they're not allowed to actually do, or if the smoke budget is less than it was before. I do not know. But what I do know is that this is not the haunt that I remember. To the point that I'm like, I feel like there's a lot more people trying to get into the vlog because they just don't have anything else to do or to look at. We have one character that's like actually into it now. Downtime during lockdown, the racer has received some TLC and it now is apparently running better than ever. We're about to find out as I ride the racer for the first time in a while. I can't believe rings outside.
Come on. We're at 13.
Anything but a die.
Anything but a skull. Anything but a skull. We got ourselves a winner. Very good, very good.
I'm so sorry, man. That's why we're divorced.
Multiple times.
Anyways, if you could go on over to Pam, she's gonna give you a treat on us, okay?
There we are.
Just got off of Adventure Express and the blue and red side eraser. I'm going into the dark again, so you're not going to be able to see me, but do not sleep, speaking of dark, on Adventure Express in the dark, because if you haven't experienced it, it's one of the best dark rides on a coaster that you can get. It's a fantastic ride, and every time I get the opportunity at this park to do it, I always do. It was a walk-on, so based on that, I'm hoping that Orion might be a little bit lighter in its queue, so we're going to go check it out for the first time. We've waited long enough. It's time to meet Orion. Gotta give quick thoughts on Racer. It was running excellently. It looks like that the blue side is running a bit faster than the red. Outside of that, there's a section after the second hill where there's fog lifting up through the tracks that they've specially placed in that area. It's a tremendous effect. One of the best effects on a night ride on a coaster that I've ever experienced, and not much to it, but wow. Probably won't go on it again. It wasn't too rattly or anything, so it actually was fairly manageable. However, the things that I need to do in the next 2 hours are many, and there's a limited amount of time. I really don't think I'll be going through any of the mazes today, as it is super crowded, but the real reason that we're here, outside of this scare zone that we're about to go
All these
through.
filthy humans are bringing in their germs! Filthy!
Finally, a scare zone that's actually somewhat decent. Still no fog, though. Area 51, or Flight of Fear, I don't even know what it's called anymore, but I haven't been on this ride in ages because it is such a tremendous way to get on it. And here it is, at last, Orion. We're gonna try to scope out the wait. There obviously won't be any great on-ride footage from our coverage today, as you can barely see anything. Although I'm well impressed by how it's lit up. I will give it that. It does appear to be a fairly substantial wait down there, however, which means we're coming back. I have a couple other things I have planned on the other side of the park I'm gonna bang out first, and then we're gonna come back here and I'll probably end the vlog at Orion, at least we hope, if I don't make it onto this coaster today. It means that a rather minor coaster may be my 300th credit, so hopefully we do get it today. It's time for the graveyard. Oh, vortex. No. In fact, right now this park definitely misses vortex because it's got a little bit of a gape or gap in its roster due to the loss of that coaster. They've gone for a bit of a different thing this year. They have a mix of tombstones with attractions. It's a much bigger graveyard, but I say it again. Where is the fog? Is this a post-pandemic thing? I don't know, but this whole area used to be so atmospheric, and while it's cool to look at now, it just doesn't have the same feel as it did before. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but if you look at the vlog from only a couple years past, you would know why it's a bit underwhelming right now. I was contemplating going up the tower, but with not that much smoke in the park, I don't really feel like there's that much of a point. It looks cool, but it's way more effective with some smoke. And there's just this little amount coming out. Remember when they had a massive scare zone in here with Baroque paintings and character actors dressed up in very sort of ornate costuming, that's the word. It begs the question, but it's pretty much evident from what I'm seeing that the budget for the haunt is nowhere near what it was in previous years.
The Miami River number.
After that ride, I'm confident in saying it is still my #1 wood coaster. I have to think about this. Is there anything? I've been on El Toro that recently mothballed El Toro. It's not as good as that ride for me. I just love that ride so much. There's a light rain coming down that's gone, and Beast was calling. And there we go. So I just did my second ride on it, in the back, in the dark, 2 rides. Not as fast as I remembered the first one, oddly enough, with the rain. Maybe the trims were a little too aggressive after that turn, after the first drop, and also leading into the main tunnel section that you take right, or basically that long sort of like sheltered straightaway before you lead into the turns that are in tunnels. That was a pretty aggressive brake run, but for obvious reasons. You got a new lift hill, or at least a new first drop that's much steeper and possibly faster and reprofiled. So it took a little bit away from the speed, but who are you kidding? A tremendous ride. Now having done back-to-back Mystic Timbers and Beast, it's hard to say it, but it's the truth of the matter that Mystic Timber still wins in that battle. Short as it is, it's just that incredible of a ride. Personally, I like those low-profile speed dominant coasters, and that's what you have with this ride here. Anyhow, it is less than 15 minutes to park close. I have to get to the other side of the park very fast. I don't know if I like my luck. As we go through the arcade, bottom line is that I got to get to a washroom and get to Orion in less than 10 minutes time. Can I do it? I'm not so sure. I'm hoping so. I'm not feeling this green wonderland. Where are my pumpkins? What's going on? This is ridiculous. This ain't scary at all. I didn't even see a single scare actor in this area. I don't know, man. What happened to my favorite haunt? Okay, I couldn't resist, as Kilmart was just a walkthrough, or you could walk in, so that's my favorite maze at Kings Island. So I managed to do one. I'm not going to be able to do the new one, unfortunately. 300, baby. Here we go. Absolutely, for the first time, I'm on Orion. We made it. Hey, inaugural 300 credits, baby. This is it. 300 credits. I've saved this one for a long time. I'm only gonna get on it once, unless I beg. But I think I timed it right, as there's nobody here. I gotta go to the washroom desperately. I've taken the risk and came straight over. Just a word to the wise, there's no washrooms near Orion, so if you're planning on doing what I've done, don't have that final pint right before you get on the ride. What a tumultuous day here at Kings Island. But I won't complain because I have gotten on everything that I wanted to get onto today. Maybe not the scare mazes. We didn't get to try the new one, but that's fine. That leaves something for the next visit. And hopefully another scare maze, like say Slaughterhouse, has been replaced. We do need to cover this brilliant loading station before they dispatch the last train. Because if it's not the last train, we might get 2 rides in a row. Here we go. It's Orion time. It's time for credit 300 at last. Where to go? Final train of the night. We made it just in time. How amazing is that? I got a smile on my face again. What a great end of the vlog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Clear.
Hopper.
That all clear's gonna send you up to 87 feet and drop you back down 300. Enjoy that 300 football at 85 degrees. Wow, that's pretty tall. Well, for that blue train, how was that ride?
And that's it, guys. Orion is closed for the day. What a day. What a whirlwind visit at Kings Island. That really, the last hour has resurrected my day, because this was going to be the worst park visit of all time. Like, going to be in the top of like all park visits of all time. And then I get on this thing, and it totally changes everything. Or at least as far as the success of your night goes. I will say though, it was a walk-on and was advertised at 90 minutes for the better part of the last 2.5 hours. So don't believe that app too much. I know that it had a breakdown at one point. And with that, we are out of Kings Island. So impressions of Orion? Okay, fine. It's not the most incredible roller coaster ever. It's not Fury 325. That is now confirmed. It might not even be Leviathan, for that matter, but I don't know whether or not it's not fair to give that judgment onto it yet. I've only had a very backseat ride, semi-zen ride, which was great. I did speak to an enthusiast earlier today that was talking about how they had rode this ride with someone who's done it 2,500 times this season alone. That's exorbitant. I don't want to think about what cranial head trauma is gonna, that person's gonna experience in the long term. I mean that somewhat as a joke, but I don't at the same time, because you definitely have some effects. Great first drop on Orion. Tremendous wave turn as well, which I definitely liked. Still, again, unfortunately, not quite Fury 325s. I've never been on one of those unusual double helix sort of turnarounds that Shambhala is well known for. So I was very curious about that particular element. I enjoyed it. Hammerhead turns are better though, because the way that they suck you out of that turn into the next course of the layout, it's way more effective as far as I'm concerned. Overall, I'd say I'd give it mid-marks. Maybe a 3.5 out of 5 stars. If I was to go on a star system, I gotta come up with some system now. That's 300 credits, so that's a remarkable achievement nonetheless. Whew, I'm out of gas. Enjoy my walk out of Kings Island. Kings Island is a special place, and it doesn't matter how good or bad of a day I have at this park. And to be honest, as I segued into my getting here vlog, I've certainly had my share of interesting moments trying to get into this park. I feel like I segued my own situation today or earlier today with almost not actually entering based on the fact that I had a bag with me and foolishly did not know the new policy. But we're in. We did everything that we needed to do. We did 2 rides on Beast in the dark. We did Mystic Timbers. It's just as incredible as I remember. We did Orion for the first time, which was exactly what I expected it to be. We did Racer, both sides. We did Adventure Express. The only thing that we missed were Banshee, Vertigo, and the Badar, which unfortunately, I don't really rate Banshee that highly, so I'm okay with not having ridden it today. I also mistakenly referred to a situation with Alpengeist being missed as far as my favorite inverts are concerned. So as I mentioned, I just don't feel like the atmosphere in the park for this haunt is quite on the level of what it used to be. I don't know why that is. My immediate takeaway is due to security and budget constraints. But I honestly hope that it doesn't mean that, as per everything post-pandemic, that what we've enjoyed previously is not different today. Get out. I love to get out, but you made it so difficult for me to get in. That is a wrap from Kings Island here for 2022. What a whirlwind day. You know, had I planned it a little bit more appropriately, since I was at Cedar Point earlier today, it would have made more sense. I always remember coming from Kings Island, there's that distinctive beep as everybody leaves the security gates and sets off the alarms, as I just did there. But regardless of the fact, we're back. I had a good day. I didn't have a perfect day, but I did have a day that I had planned for. Coming into the park, knowing what to expect. I did get everything done, and I got 2 rides on Beast at night, which really is an astronomical feat, considering it's one of the hardest things to do here during the haunt event. And now thinking about it in hindsight, the Beast definitely had a longer lineup than Orion did at the end of the night. So don't believe that app, as I said before, because unfortunately I misjudged certain things when it comes to that. I spent my time and relaxed. The 4th now, kind of the 5th vlog from Kings Island, which is a record setter, and why I said it is my home park as far as I'm concerned in America, even though it's nowhere near my home. Fantastic rides on every ride today. Mystic Timbers is just amazing. Beast is amazing. I did talk to that enthusiast about a lot of the rides in this park in relation to my home park. So I hope that they weren't too scared off by the fact that I have a negative analysis on my home park's guests. That is not here nor there. I have to retrieve my bag now from earlier today, because I walked here, as you may know if you watched the introductory vlog. Crazy day. We're off to another state tomorrow anyway. 2 states, as a matter of fact, for 2 different vlogs. Stay tuned for that. 300 credits, done. I've been on 300 coasters now, so I can give a fair evaluation on a fair amount of legendary rides, which makes me feel good about that. But tomorrow, that will change. as I ride at least 2 legendary, really 3 legendary coasters in a very popular park that's taken me forever to get to. All right, guys, that is the vlog here from Kings Island. Thank you for joining me in all shapes or form that they do take. Hopefully I'll be back here next year and I'll have a different experience at the haunt. I don't think that's going to happen, sadly, because I have big plans for haunts next year, which will no doubt be introduced on the channel very soon. But for now, thanks for watching as always. Enjoy. Make sure to hold on.